He was just trying to make it look more modernist.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, back home now, water levels are still rising on the New South Wales south coast, with weather conditions getting worse.
Hundreds of people have been evacuated from their homes, schools are closed and many properties have been damaged. Reporter Anne Barker joins us now with the latest. And where exactly are you and what is the situation there?
Gemma, right now I'm at Sussex Inlet and appropriately the street behind me is called River Road. It is in fact like a mini river itself right now. The water has risen substantially during the day. There are still cars driving through here, but it's not even the worst yet. The peak is expected to come at about 5 o'clock this evening, when they're saying that the waters will be about 1.5 metres. Now in the last few hours more people have evacuated from homes here. There is an evacuation centre that was set up at the local bowling club last night. There was only a few people there last night, but certainly the waters today are much higher, and I think that will remain open tonight, and there'll probably be quite a few families that take advantage of that.
And we can see behind you some of the houses there. You mentioned some have evacuated. With preparation, what on earth could they do? Could they get household items out? How did they prepare?
Look, I don't think too many people have. There was several streets in this particular area, Sussex Inlet, that last night had visits from the SES telling them to evacuate last night. A lot of people chose to stay at home, probably moved their furniture to higher ground if they could, or maybe stacked it high. Some people had 2 stories where they were able to take shelter upstairs. As I said, a lot of people stayed home and there weren't too many people in the evacuation centre. This morning we were around Sussex Inlet and we saw houses that were right on the water, where normally their furniture and even their decks were well away from the creek, and it is normally just a creek. But this morning some of their gardens were completely submerged. They'd lost furniture. One woman said all of her pot plants had washed away. So we've seen some quite amazing things. One guy was going down the street with his dog on a surfboard with a paddle. He was literally paddling down the street. That was quite amazing to see. But I mean, it's not just here, of course. We went to St George's Basin earlier today as well, and in fact some of the worst flooding we've seen was there, where we had one garden that was like an Olympic-sized swimming pool, literally waist deep or deeper in fact, with water, and that's come up just overnight.
And how long till the floodwaters start to recede, is it expected?
Well, look, I mean, some of these waters have been dependent on the tide. So we did have a peak here at Sussex Inlet this morning at about 11:30, when the water rose to about 1.3 metres. I don't think it's gone down in that time, but certainly the tide has probably come in and gone again. And it's because of that tide coming in again that it's going to peak at 1.5. Assuming that the rain holds off or starts to dissipate a bit, then I think you can expect to see the waters receding even from this evening once that tide starts to go out again. I think that's the key, is whether there will be more rain. But I mean, it was torrential rain here this morning. Now, sort of 10 hours later, 8 hours later, it's not raining at all right now, and it may be that the heaviest rain has passed.
Anne Barker, may those clouds remain rain-free and that Sussex Inlet starts to dry out. You remain dry as well. Thanks very much for the update.